Let us now continue with Salem, Chapter 5, The Fourth Knot. Let's see what the Queen of Sheba has in store for us. The next morning, Salem, Day 5. The Forest Safe House.
Are you all right, Abby? You were crying out in your sleep, and your lips are deathly pale. Oh, Mash, I just had the most awful nightmare. Everyone in the village was yelling that I was a witch, and demanding that I atone for my sins. I'm sure what we told you last night must have come as a great shock. But you've lived a peaceful life ever since you were born. There's nothing that you need to atone for. But... what if all of that was a lie too?
Oh yes, a circle wipe. Is this a freaking slideshow presentation? We got a circle wipe between slides?
Time in Salem is speeding up. The days are passing more quickly than when we first arrived. You can't tell from inside of Salem, but it's obvious when you observe it from within the bounded field. Ah. Right, that is exactly what's going on. Everything that Robin has told you up until he lost sight of us is true. I tried to accompany Mr. Carter after he left to go to Boston. I was hoping that I might find a clue as to how he could leave Salem. Of course, now I can see what a rash, foolish thing that was to do.
Don't worry about it, Mash. I'm just glad Sheba was there to bail you out.
Right, I'll get to that as well. I can't believe that this discrepancy wasn't just affecting our perception, but time itself. This distortion in the time stream near Salem's perimeter is why Robin lost sight of me.
Huh. But wait, hold up. Any ability that can affect the damn time stream has got to be pretty limited in scope. But if the Demon God Pillar's pulling it off on this kind of scale, then what the hell can we possibly do against it?
Right. After I got separated from Mr. Carter, I ended up lost in the woods. It was then that a pack of ghouls found me. She might have died, or I might have died if Tituba, I mean the Queen of Sheba, hadn't happened to be close by. I still can't believe it. Neither can I. I never would have guessed that Tituba was actually the namesake of the near-future observation lens Sheba. Wow, I'm still that famous in the modern day. Yes, your name is known far and wide. The story we used for our play about you and King Solomon has been told around the world. And there are a great many songs about the Queen of Sheba as well. Well, that's wonderful. That kind of name recognition should be a big help for business. Maybe I could get royalties on all of that too. Right. Business. I probably shouldn't tell her that her name is all anyone knows about her now. Ahem. Okay, so much as I'm still curious as to why Sheba here is the only one who escaped the Demon God Pillar's influence, our first priority is to come up with a strategy to fight the thing.
Did you figure something out, Kirkai?
More or less. Well, I just hit upon a possibility. What if this spell isn't directly controlling the time stream or transforming the world from the ground up? For example, if it was actually a kind of displacement spell that connected one area to another with a different flow of time, you could achieve essentially the same effect with relatively less energy expended. Though of course, that kind of transcendent time-space control would still be almost godlike on its own. Kirke, you wouldn't happen to be a witch, would you? Nope, I'm not a witch, I'm the Queen Witch. Very young for a queen. More like a princess witch. Shut up! You know, stuff like that hurts even more when you're not even trying to be mean. Abby, I know this may be hard to understand, but while those of us from Caldia are involved with magical things,
I promise we aren't blasphemers. Well, based on their definition of blasphemers, we're real super blasphemers, but you know, we're not bad people.
I understand. Neither is Lavinia. I can't believe that someone is bad just because they use spells. And she really did know who Lavinia was all along. Even different pastors say that the Bible tells us different things when they give sermons. I'm sure God is forgiving, even to people who try to use spells. Especially if they try to use them to do good things and make people happy. Thank you, Abby. I know this is hard, but I hope you'll help us. I will.
Queen of Sheba, you will help us, right?
Yes, of course. I can't wait to polish off this demon god pillar.
Hey, Queenie, you do know that this isn't like ordering one of everything at your local tavern, right?
Does this mean that you still don't know why you were summoned to Salem? I remember Da Vinci confirmed that Kirke was summoned thanks to the near-future observation lens Sheba. Were you summoned in the same way? I honestly don't know. That might explain how I'm here, but not why. All I can say for sure is that someone performed a summoning without paying the usual price. So I ended up trapped in Salem and got assigned a role that suited whoever summoned me. It wasn't exactly an ideal turn of events, but after my role as Tituba was finished, I ended up becoming a ghoul with lingering regrets and getting completely obliterated. So if I hadn't formed a provisional contract with you, Gouda, I wouldn't have been able to stay materialized. Instead, I'd be hiding in the safe house dreading the moment when my magical energy finally ran out. And in that case, does this mean that the one who summoned her and the one who assigned her a role are different people? And if they are, then does this mean the latter tried to get rid of her after she was no longer useful? If I hadn't run into her in the woods, I'd almost certainly be a ghoul myself by now. I came terrifyingly close to dying. And she rescued me even though I put her at risk of disappearing, so I want to believe that we can trust her.
There's something else I'm wondering about that seems kind of important. How are you still here after getting completely obliterated as a ghoul? That makes no damn sense. It's not just some sort of trick, is it?
I'm afraid that I can't tell you that just yet.
Huh? Why the hell not?
Because I still can't prove anything. Or, well, I know what happened from my perspective, but if I tell you all, that would make it a fact.
You're the same Tituba who took care of us at the Carter house, right?
Yes, but While I do have memories from when I was Tituba, they weren't my memories. At the time, I thought I really was Tituba. It was like my whole brain was hazy and muddled. So, someone was blocking your thoughts. That's gotta be related to my summoning, too. Because I'm pretty sure that you were originally supposed to be summoned to Salem as yourself. But the summoning didn't go as planned, seeing how you ended up being forced into the role of Tituba. In other words, whoever summoned you messed up, and I was brought in as your backup. Am I right? I can't answer that.
Same deal as before, huh? Alright, if you can't answer that question, then at least tell us this. Why can't you answer that question?
Because I don't want to make enemies out of you.
Is there any way that we can contact Caldia again?
Our channel to Caldia reopened at the same time the Queen of Sheba was revived. Given what else has happened with the near-future observation lens, that can't be a coincidence. This is really difficult, isn't it? Between the Demon God Pillar and the people of Salem, it almost feels like homework King Solomon left for us. So, everyone suspects Uncle Carter. There are things I have to ask him myself. I can't believe that he would ever leave you behind like that, Mash. Yes, it's been one surprise after another. I must say, though, you're taking this all remarkably well, Abby. I could learn a thing or two from you. Me? Well, thank you, but I'm just a child. I still don't even understand half of what you told me about, Caldia? All I really know is that you're all good people. Thank you, Abby.
Come with me, Abigail. I have such sights to show you.
She's strong and very wise. I'm sure that she's feeling scared and alone now, but she's able to compartmentalize so it doesn't overwhelm her. I think we have a lot in common with Abigail right now. During the incineration of humanity, we were all that remained after the world had been wiped out. So many things we had taken for granted were swept from under us, and we didn't know who we could trust. But even then, I had a lot of people that I knew I could depend on. Even though I didn't have confidence in anything about myself, and I knew nothing about the world at large, I had people who cheered me up and looked out for me, and handled everything like it was no big deal. And someone who was already one step ahead, holding his hand out for me with a smile. I can't express how incredibly fortunate I was to have that. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for everyone who was with me. And all of that is why I can't let Abigail go through this alone. She's just an ordinary little girl, and she deserves happiness as much as anyone else. It would be horrible to just let her sink into despair all alone. Mash, I need to go back to Salem. I can't stay here. I just can't help but worry. Are you going to see Lavinia? Yeah, I guess you saw right through me, didn't you? I'll go with you then. There are still some things that I want to look into in town. I'll ask Senpai for permission and to have someone else come along. I think Neja would be a good choice. Oh, yeah, I love Neja. She tells me all sorts of wonderful things about worlds that I've never heard of. Yes, as far as I'm concerned, they're all wonderful senpai.
See you later, Mash, and be careful.
I will. Please, take care of senpai while I'm gone, Robin.
Sure thing. Me, Master, and Kirke can handle things. I'm not sure splitting the party is the smartest move, but I'm also not sure what else we can do. We can't exactly have Matahari and not Tituba out and about when everyone thinks they're dead. So they're staying behind at the forest safe house. Ah, damn it, Frenchie, of all the times for you to bail on us. We do need to find out what he's up to, yeah. I guess you're right, but... man's still a right bell end. Alright, let's get ourselves over to the town center. Time's speeding up here, right? I can still run while carrying you both. Up.
Hey, put me down. I don't need any man to carry me.
Wouldn't it be really dangerous for us to go back here because Hopkins kind of wants us dead now? Oh well, what do we care? Hopkins is a right bell end himself, so fuck it. Judge Hopkins is a busy man. He only just escaped a dire threat to his life last night. Yeah! So in these dangerous times, we're not letting anyone suspicious near that house. You've gotta be kidding me. No, end of discussion. By the way, you lot had better not have gone and buried that condemned woman's body in the town graveyard. We may have more important things to worry about than proper burials just now, but that doesn't mean the village is gonna forget what you've done. You ask me, we should burn that body. Only proper thing to do for a witch. Dot, dot, dot. Sanson is off his damn rocker. I regret that I will not be able to accompany you for the time being. Nor can I share what I have learned while I have been away, as it is a matter of utmost secrecy. What a load of shit! It's quite a pickle, isn't it? More like a whole jar of pickles. We can't let this slide, Master. I think he's lost sight of what we're supposed to be doing here.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing either. If I were you, I wouldn't have hesitated to use a command spell to remind him who's boss. You could have turned him into a leper and had a limb or two fall off, or even just made him into a Bajor pig. Then again, in his case, maybe a Mangalica sheep pig would suit him better. Or maybe even a white-horned owl.
You did manage something though, right, Robin? Well, more or less. I am an old hand when it comes to these kind of squabbles.
Huh, I see. So you slipped Sanson a note explaining what's going on, did you? Well, he should at least have enough information to keep us all on the same page. Nice job, Matcha.
Oh, it's you. Would you mind coming with me, please? You're the old man we met at the tavern. That's right, and there's trouble brewing there right now. Don't tell me there are more ghouls. No, it's not them, it's the sailors. They're out of control. Did Nezha stir up some more trouble? No, it can't be her this time. She wouldn't do that with children around. Let's just forget about it, Master. Nothing newsworthy about sailors getting in drunken brawls.
Sailors? Those would be the men of the sea you mentioned before, right? I see. So there's a harbor here. Very clever of the Demon God Pillar, I've got to say. Come on, Gouda, let's go. Hurry it up already!
I wonder if by matcha they mean the tea. He is green after all.
You mean you have an innate resistance to Demon God Pillars? I didn't think that was even possible for a servant. Hey, flattery will get you everywhere. If you want to keep taking me up, by all means, go ahead. So, now that everyone else is gone and it's just us here, could I talk with you about something? Just between us? What is it? You made a conscious choice to stay here, didn't you? If you really wanted to go back to the village, you could have figured out a way. You chose to stay behind, though. You stayed behind because, unlike the others, you don't trust me. That was a very wise decision. I see you're as perspective as the stories say. Yes, you're exactly right. The fact that you spent so much time around Mr. Carter alone is enough for me to have my doubts. But that's not the only reason. I also had a personal interest in you. I wanted to know what was behind the strange feeling I had when I performed as you in our play a few days ago. I would have liked to see a play. I would have liked to have seen that play for myself. It's not entirely accurate to say that I have a resistance to demon god pillars as such. What I do have is human and demon god blood running through my veins, so it's not that I'm not affected, it's that I affect others. My father was human, but my mother was a djinn who came from the desert. So you're half human and half djinn. Elementals, holy spirits, demon gods, djinn. These beings may have different names, but in reality they're all the same thing. Once I focus my attention on a specific place, it becomes impossible to make vague or otherwise ill-defined deals and agreements there. In essence, I create a kingdom of Sheba where my word is law wherever I go. The bounded field that makes up this safe house is no exception. The Queen of the Southern Kingdom. I've read about you in the Bible, of course. I've even heard some sermons that say your kingdom was actually the Lost Garden of Eden. Much as I'd like to say it was, I'm afraid that's giving me too much credit. I mean, if that was true, I'd have to be a messenger from God or something. Are you sure? I think it would suit you wonderfully. Just like this Salem is an anti-Eden. A place where hearts praying for happiness are twisted into doubt and suspicion, leading to terrible crimes. We have to stop it, no matter what. Queen of Sheba, now is your chance to tell me everything you know, or even just your best guess, about this demon god pillar and what it's trying to accomplish here in Salem. You showed up right when Mash and the rest of us were in danger, as if you had planned it. Be honest, you can see the future, can't you? And that's why Caldea's observational lens is named after you. Isn't it?
Won't you smug smile at me? Or at her.
Sometimes, revealing the future can change what may happen, make some things more likely than others. Part of the reason I ended up failing is because I held on to too much knowledge, too many secrets. So that's what you meant when you said that you didn't want to make enemies of us. Right. The trap that's been laid here in Salem is frighteningly cunning. Sharing information about it would put me in danger too, so I'd really rather not. I've already died not once, but twice. Nothing really scares me anymore, so please.
Ears twitching.
That's so cute. All right then. But I can't tell you for free. I am the Queen of Sheba after all. Huh? Are you serious? I was. Well, I was hoping that you could tell me about a certain man. One that only those who have been in Chaldea would know. Specifically, your memories of him from when he was human. Oh, is that all you want? Yes, of course, I'd be happy to. Now I see. So it was your feelings for him that had an effect on our play. I suppose so. This is so embarrassing.
Now relentlessly tease her.
The hill with the gallows. I was hoping I'd never have to come here again. Abby! Abby! Over there! Oh my! There she is! Right by the hill! Thank you, Neja. Mesh, would you mind waiting here, please? And off she goes. That white hair. It must be Lavinia. I wonder what she's doing here. This place stinks of blood, but I do not sense evil. Not now. That captain at the wharf just now. Much more monstrous look to him. I suppose everyone's different in their own way.
Everyone's becoming fish people. Well, not really fish people, considering this isn't Dagon or Cthulhu.
Lavinia! I've been looking everywhere for you. What happened to you? Your hands are filthy. What do you want? I just met a man named Captain Alden at the wharf.
Let me just stare directly into the camera for that name.
He told me that you'd been staying with him at the Harbor Inn and that you'd gone to stop by your home. We looked for you there too, but we couldn't find you, so we came here. That isn't his real name. His real name is Captain Marsh. He's from the South Seas. He's been friends with my family for a long time. I was cleaning up my house. Captain Marsh said that I should mortgage it. By next week, it'll belong to the bank. Huh? Were you kicked out of your home too, Abby? Serves you right. That said, I'm sure they'll rebuild your house in no time. And you won't have any trouble finding a place to stay. Don't worry about me. Lavinia, about your family. I don't want to hear it. I see you're still with that troop. You didn't tell them our secret, did you? No! I promised I'd never tell a soul. Besides, they're just visiting Salem. They're better off not knowing anyway. Lavinia, Abigail, have you ever thought about leaving Salem? Captain Marsh said he'd take us anywhere. Jamestown, Barbados, anywhere. Leave Salem? You mean with you? Yes. We could leave here and go somewhere far away. I don't know where, but somewhere. How could we possibly do that? We're just children. Are you worried about the fare? Don't be. My family's given Captain Marsh lots and lots of gold, enough to buy a dozen ships. We've already more than paid for 2 small passengers. And he won't turn you away, I promise. So, I want you to decide right now. Right now? I can't. Uncle still isn't back yet, and besides, the weather's been so bad that no ship has been able to set sail for... That doesn't matter! Captain Marsh would never, ever wreck his ship. I promise you, we can leave Salem safely. But he's only willing to bring the two of us on board. You can't tell the troop about this.
It's just a bad idea. Two cute young girls boarding a ship by themselves with no money to their name? I've seen that hentai. I mean, what?
I'm sorry, Lavinia, but I can't. I just can't. I can't leave Salem no matter what. I see. Then I guess this is goodbye. Lavinia! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about you and your family. I don't even know how I could begin to apologize. I don't forgive you. But I accept your apology. Will you still be my friend? No matter how far away you go? Friends? We were never friends. Yes, we were, and you're still my friend. No, I'm not. It doesn't matter what you say, you're still my friend. Thank you. I love you, Lavinia. I can't breathe, Abby. Goodbye, Lavinia. Goodbye, Abby. I knew you would say that. Grandfather, I will fulfill our family's wish. I promise. Igna.
So, here's the thing. Considering that this isn't Cthulhu, Ia, Khan, and whatnot should be a little bit less common, and, there should be slightly different chants. Anyway, in case it wasn't obviously Lovecraft before, welcome to the obviously Lovecraft rest of this story. Well now, Welly Well McWellington. Look at those types. We can't go bringing the casters into this particular fight. So instead, let's bring the Berserkers, Mama and Cha-Cha. Not another bar brawl. I don't want to be hanged. Don't be stupid. We ain't pirates. If we try to steal a ship, we'll be tossed in the clink faster than you can say Davy Jones. Whoa there, Master. Watch yourself.
Hey, could you maybe not shoot stray bolts everywhere? I swear, not an ounce of self-control. This is why sailors just plain don't deserve to have normal human intelligence, you know?
That's a horrifying thing to say there.
Is it?
Anyway, I'm gonna try and cool things off here. Hey there, gents. What seems to be the trouble? You're not trying to dine and dash on this fine establishment, are you? Terrible manners, that. Huh? Oh, it's ye again, Robin. We ain't dining and dashing nowhere. So you have your resident child actor with you this time, eh? Yeah, she's a cutie, that's for sure. Wish I could have seen a play with her in it. I bet she'd be great for a comedy or airs or something.
Child actor? Comedy? It's okay. I'm patient. I can listen to men talk and not get angry all the time, yes.
I prefer the other lady, with the fake pointy ears myself. I got a gander over out in town. She seemed down on her luck when she were prim and proper, and there were just summit sexy about her.
You must be talking about Medea, if only you knew they were the same person.
Aha, I see what be going on here. Ye must be that lady's daughter. And you're wearing that get-up to make you look taller so you can be just like her. Ain't that right, you little runt? Here's something nice, warm milk for you. Go on, drink up.
And patience gone. I'm going to open up a butcher's shop and fresh pork is about to be on the menu.
Easy now. I see, so that's what started this squabble. This one here's been having nightmares every night, and that one got banged up real good when those monsters attacked. We'd like nothing better than to leave, but the firm ain't giving us permission. They took one look at our heap of cargo and tell us we got to pay a ton of maritime insurance on the lot. But if we paid it, we'd lose so much money we'd be better off throwing the whole lot overboard. So that's why you tried to get the tavern owner to lend you enough to cover it, as if he has that kind of money. Still, I do understand how you feel. Like hell you do. Like hell you do, we're sick of this godforsaken town. It is really stormy out there. Is it really stormy out there in the open sea? How do we know the firm ain't pulling a fast one on us? So as you can see, we're all at the end of our ropes. If only we had some sort of diversion. So you're fine with Neja, but not with Kirke here, huh? Gotcha. No wonder drinking isn't cheering them up. They got money troubles. And drinking doesn't help with money troubles. See, this is discrimination. Just because she has small body does not mean she is young girl. Look at Aoyuki, for example. She has very small body, but is not a young girl. She is full-grown adult. Umu.
Now, just calm yourself down there, sailors. Rushing a boat out to sea never went well for anyone. Fortunately, I think this sort of thing is right up the Gouda Company's alley, am I right?
I mean, I don't suppose you have any good sea tales, do you, Kirke?
Don't tell me you've forgotten who my grandfather is. Don't worry, I've got just the story for this occasion.
Let's just forget about the Odysseus story or everything.
The problem is, we need at least 2 women for the female parts. I could have you play the other one, Gouda, but I don't know how well that would go over with the boat boys.
You clearly haven't seen Gudao in drag because apparently it's very good looking. Got him into a fancy upper crust party once.
So I suppose I'll just have to play both female parts myself. Luckily, I'm so good at disguises.
Right, Kirke here is actually a master of disguise. Is that so? Well, that sounds fascinating. Great, I can't wait.
Okay then, now that that's been decided, you there, get this mess cleaned up right away. What are you, a bunch of drunks getting smashed in an alleyway? Come on, tighten up those bandanas.
Huh? Are we gonna be part of this play too? At last, my stage debut. Just goes to show there's no telling what life's got in store. No back talk.
Exactly. It's time you put those muscles of yours to work for something besides fighting.
Land! Land ho!
Oh my, so we finally reached the island I've been seeking. After embarking from my home on Colchis, sailing across the Black Sea, and making my way through the many islands of the archipelago, I finally arrived. I've lost count of how many boats I've taken to get here. What a long, long journey it's been.
Miss, young miss, you didn't say anything about this. That map you gave me led us right to the island of Aiea.
That's right, didn't I tell you? There's a goddess living here.
A goddess? You've got to be pulling me leg. Any sailor worth of salt knows not to come near that island. Not a single man who's set foot there has ever returned.
Is that so strange? Maybe that's because it's such a wonderful place that nobody wants to leave. Besides, the goddess who lives there is my aunt. I've traveled all this way just so I could pay her a visit.
Yeah, you mean you're the witch's niece? Are you serious? I thought you were just a beautiful traveling apprentice priestess. You tricked us.
Huh? A witch?
That's right, young miss. Everyone says that island's the home to a witch who kills any sailor she sees. There ain't no way she's a goddess.
You sailors certainly are superstitious, aren't you? True, she may be a witch, but that doesn't mean she isn't a good witch, right?
A good witch? Ha! As if there were ever any such thing.
They ended up throwing me overboard onto the beach. I guess this counts as making land, but how am I going to get back to Colchis now? This island is certainly much bigger than I thought. Oh, I hear something rather ominous. I wonder if that's the welcome wagon. No, it looks like this wagon isn't very welcoming at all.
It's a bunch of enemies. Please ignore her carrying Kirke's staff before meeting her. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Loud cha-cha noises. One HP! 1 HP. I never thought I'd see the day. Cha-Cha is Iori? No, she's not voiced by Rie Kugimiya. She looks similar to Iori, yes. But she's voiced by, I actually forget who she's voiced by.
Yosh.
Asumi Kana. I just looked it up. Look, it's not like Asumi Kana does the high-pitched lolly voice very often. Look, the voice I'm used to her doing is Blonde from Net. Overkill, do you get something from that? Yes, yes you do. You get more crit stars, more Noble Phantasm generation, if your ability will do any of that.
Cha-cha.
I like Cha-Cha.
That's strange, there's no one here. I could have sworn I saw a ship pass by. I guess it must have left as soon as it arrived. Oh, it looks like my female intruder wards are going off. Oh, over there, that must be her. A visitor, But who is she? Huh? I've never seen you before in my whole life. And I don't need any more women around here. I've already got enough housemaids. Oh, Auntie, don't be don't be silly. It's me, remember? Auntie? How much older than you do you think I am? Oh, so you don't like being called Auntie. In that case, what about Lady Aunt or Exalted Aunt? I'm especially partial to Auntie Pansy myself.
Ansu Pansu?
It's Kirke, and I own this entire island. So unless you want to be turned into a lizard, you better start calling me as such. Okay, Auntie Kirke, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I have an official letter for you from my father, the King of Colchis. My name is Medea, thank you for having me. Medea? And you're the Crown Princess of Colchis? You mean you're that blockhead Aetes' daughter?
Dum 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 dum. Ba-da. Let's put our normal outfit on for this fight. I could have swapped Cha-Cha out too. Oh well.
My mansion is just up ahead, along with my altar to Hecate. That altar is my pride and joy, you know. I would love to see it, Auntie. I said, don't call me Auntie! Not unless you want to end up as a newt. I'm sorry, I guess I'm still a little lightheaded from my long boat trip. I hate to say this about your father, but King Aetes is a painfully mediocre man. Out of all of our demigod siblings, he was the only one without any talent or accomplishments to his name. Being king was pretty much the only choice he had left. I see. As much as I wish I didn't agree, I suppose I do. Is that true of your younger sister, Auntie Pasiphae, too? I only met her once before she was wedded to King Minos of Crete. But I remember her being very beautiful. King Minos must be a happy man indeed. That lazy, good-for-nothing Pasiphae was way more god than human. She was always the prettiest, and she had the most natural talent for magic. But she never wanted to actually put any effort into anything. So Medea, make sure that you don't end up like your stupid dad or your lazy aunt. You need to study hard and keep polishing your skills. You can't rest on your laurels or on the laurels of your natural beauty and innate talent forever. And whatever you do, don't ever end up as just another trophy for some man to trot out when it's convenient. That doesn't sound too bad to me, though.
Uh-oh. Flash forward to Jason and the Argonauts.
By the way, Medea, what brings you to my island anyway? If all you wanted was to deliver my brother's letter, you could have just sent it by pigeon. In fact, let me open it up and read it for myself. Oh yes, you see. Oh, are these piglets? Bulhi? Alright, letter. Let's see what you've got.
Hold on, let me rustle some papers. There we go. That was more of a bag, but whatever.
Hey, stop that, piglets. Leave my niece alone or I'll just roast you for lunch myself. Oh, are these your pet pigs, Auntie? They're so round and plump and adorable. That tickles. Bleep, bleep. What the? He wants you to train as a priestess on my island? What the hell is that dullard thinking? I don't do apprentices. That's right, that's actually why I'm here. The King of Colchis hopes that I'll one day take over the Shrine of Hecate. And he wants me to show you the ropes. Forget it! Find some other sucker. So your answer is no, and you won't change your mind? Hell no! I'm never taking on an apprentice as long as I live. My island, my rules. Pain Breaker! Version 2. don't go pointing a weapon at me, especially if you don't even telegraph the attack. Master Kirke. My father may be a half-witted, good-for-nothing dullard with nothing to his name but the Golden Fleece. Hey now, even I wouldn't go that far. But he still cares deeply about other people, and I respect him. I believe that he sent me here because he was worried about you and how you never leave your island. Though I'm sure that he was too embarrassed to say so in as many words. Did you perhaps have a bad breakup? Is that why you shut yourself away? Oh, shut up! Come with me. So this is Hecate's altar. Listen to me very closely, Medea. If you insist on becoming my apprentice, I will not treat you like my niece anymore. You must prove yourself worthy by taking on trials of my choosing, here before Hecate's own altar. Besides, did you really think that you could set foot on the Great Witch Kirke's island without paying a price? If you cannot pass these trials, then I will turn you into a six-headed monster. Very well. Well, honestly, I was just thinking I'd like to see how strong my future master is for myself. That's what I like to hear. Alright then, let's get started. Yes, Auntie. I see this must be the first trial you have in mind.
And then they sit down and play a game of Trials on the PC. Your first trial is to get this motorcycle over this barrel.
Sore na, cha-cha.
Ooh, nice crits, Cha-Cha. Very good. Very cool.
Cool. このチャチャからは日輪すら逃れられぬ。行けい、死しては朽ちぬ煉獄の者の二つ、いざや降臨。剣南魔界日輪城。
I probably should have used Kintoki's arts card to gain that last little charge. Ah, well. What's done is done. What's done cannot be undone.
Cool. Ah, yosh. Yeah. Wana da. Muda da.
危険音を歌で。よし、かかれ。
Ow, that was actually damage.
他にやることないの？
任せな。風になるぜ。
That feel when Cha-Cha doesn't fall on her butt and we are not blessed. Not hashtag blessed. I'm gonna do that in case she full charges herself.
Okay, ベアナックルだ。決めるぜ。 そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライブ。グッナイ。グッナイ。
いいじゃないか。
スマッシュロケンロ
キュケ音を歌で。
Well, the brick bar didn't do it, but she
待
did
た
it.
せたね、私の愛しいピグレットたち。さあ暴れのみ頓食せよ、メタボピグレット。
Well, bye, Waver.
悪いライダー。
Poor Waver.
楽しくしましょうね。楽しくしましょうね。
チキンレースだおら。
These crits
ベアナ
might
クール
hurt.
に決めるぜ。イエーロケンロ
Dive kick, dive kick, dive kick.
痛いのが好きかい。
オーケーフリクールに。
それな。
When in doubt,
そん
run
じゃ
over them.
飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライグッバイ。
やるじゃないか。楽しかったわ。お疲れ様。ビブラフランス。
We did it, chat. Vive la France. Alright, a promise is a promise. I kind of had a feeling about you after seeing how you handled yourself on the beach. But it's clear now that your talent for spell weaving is one of a kind. I said that tickles. Do these piglets have names? Excuse me, I'm talking here. Alright now, we'll start your training tomorrow. I'll be focusing primarily on medicinal herbs. It's the foundation that will teach you all about natural processes. Medicinal herbs? I kind of prefer summoning arts myself. I'd really love to summon about a dozen Spartoi. They look just like the posable statues. It's adorable. How long will it take to complete this training? Will it take more than 3 days? 3 days? Try more like 6 months. Ugh, I can see I've got my work cut out for me. Oh well, I guess for today I can treat you to some witch's porridge. That sounds great. Thank you, Auntie Kirke. Ah, you really don't change for anything, do you? You've got my brother's thick skin and my little sister's naivety.
Oh no, she changes and becomes quite jaded later. That's a story for another day.
So, what did you think?
It is hard to say. I did like the parts with the skeletons, though. It reminded me of a story I've heard before. I like the skeleton fights, too. Can you pretend to be Lily again, please?
I thought it was good. I liked it.
I liked it. We'll just keep this on for funsies. For leveling up purposes, mainly. Power down, which means it's not a play fight. It is a fight. You certainly turned your friends away rather brusquely, Sanson. Pitiful. I can see right through you. Did you really think you could curry favor with me now, at this point? For an actor, your performance is rather abysmally transparent.
Indeed, I'm not certain I succeeded at putting on an act at any point in my life, but I have always followed my principles wherever they may leave me. I'm grateful to you for keeping me by your side, and I do not believe I have betrayed my master. Right now, here in Salem, order itself is on the verge of collapse. Whatever the devil is plotting, I cannot permit him to further his ends by allowing you to die.
I suppose I too owe you my thanks. I doubt we would have made it through that last attack without the inexperienced constables and villagers alone. It was only thanks to your swordsmanship that we survived. Where did you learn to fight? Were you once a mercenary?
I used to be an executioner before I joined the Gouda Company. It was my job to behead the condemned.
Is that so? That sounds like something out of an ancient royal court, or merely cruel barbaric custom. Why do such a thing? Surely the heads once separated from their owners could confess no sins.
A quick beheading lets the condemned die free of pain and suffering.
Nonsense. Suffering is what ultimately leads to the truth. Do you know who I am, Sanson? As I recall, your fellow company members had addressed me as the Witchfinder General.
In that sense of the word, yes, I do know who you are, and that you came here all the way from England.
I see. Well, no matter. It is not as though I were trying to keep it a secret. And the certificate I brought with me from the governor of Massachusetts is genuine. However, I would be a liar if I claimed that I felt I truly belonged here.
The governor should be dealing with the natives up north right now. I doubt he's anywhere in Boston. So it's strange that he granted you this authority so quickly. If you had just arrived from England, you should know about the massacre of Glencoe, but you do not. Your Honor, you are clearly not like the other villagers. Could it be that, like me, you are actually a...
Be silent! Don't you dare try to chick me, Charles Henry Sanson. It doesn't matter what I am. I will see my God-given duty fulfilled regardless. As long as I draw breath, I will not suffer a single witch to set foot outside of this place.
Yes, Your Honor.
What a stiff, gloomy man you are. Why not have a swig of rum to loosen up a bit?
No, thank you. I am still on duty.
Suit yourself.
I knew it. Even Hopkins himself has doubts about this situation. And yet, he's still attempting to fulfill his mission. That is not an act of madness. He is sincerely attempting to redeem himself, in his own way, almost as if he were a servant. A Holy Grail war does not stop until the casualties have shed enough blood to fill the Grail. Not even he can stop these executions any longer. Someone will be chosen to die. And yet, we came to this cursed land of our own accord? No, that's wrong. We were invited here, and it was not a demon god pillar that invited us. A demon god pillar would never invite anyone from Chaldea, or if they did, they would never kill them for no reason. What are the gallows meant to grant in this land? Salvation? No. Despair?
Oh yes, incidentally. This morning I received some valuable information pertaining to the devil's whereabouts. That book. I presume its contents are concerned with the devil. Let's see. Livre d'Yvonne, the Book of Eben. Indeed. This Book of Eben contains tales of heretical gods and details about the devil's way of life. It is in essence a grimoire of heretical spells. It is also used in rituals to summon the devil. The girl who brought it in openly admitted to that crime. She informed me that she and another girl had conducted one such ritual together. Indeed, she confessed to me directly that she had sullied her hands in satanic ceremonies. A girl? Lavinia Whately. She brought the book to me and turned herself in. What's more, she told me that her co-conspirator, the one who helped her to conceal this crime, and continues to reside in Salem hiding her shame and sin, is Abigail Williams. Ravioli, ravioli, you can't touch my innocent lowly.
Poor Abby, she's still moaning in her sleep.
I hope she's okay. Is she saying anything?
There have been so many dreadful things happening every day. I wish we could do more for her. Yuda, Mash! Could I have a word with you? Out here, if you don't mind. I'd hate to wake Abigail up when she needs peace and quiet. Earlier today, Matahari and I exchanged several pieces of information. Well, I would say traded, but yes, we did. I found it to be a very fruitful exchange. Now, first off, there's something I'd like to ask you, Mash. I'm told that you studied Salem's history thoroughly before embarking on this ray shift. That's right. I assisted Matahari with her preparations and focused on the witch trials for my own. There was a list of Salem's residents among the documents, and I also memorized that. Can you recall that list now that you're in this bounded field? Yes, I can definitely see it more clearly now. Whenever I tried to recall it in Mr. Carter's house, my head would feel sort of hazy, so I couldn't actually remember any of it at all. I didn't even think about anything of it at the time. All I had was a vague feeling that something wasn't right. Alright then, is Abigail Williams on that list? Yes, she is. She was one of the most important people during the trials.
I knew it.
I'm sorry, Senpai. I wish I could have been more helpful. At any rate, I know what you're trying to say. But it was only when I was walking around the village today that I finally realized something. Most of the other residents' names aren't on the list I memorized. Some people had names that only resembled the names on the list. That said, most of those names are fairly common in Great Britain. Say, Mash, do you think we're being made to reenact Salem's witch trials? No, I don't. Things are progressing completely differently here. So I don't think that we're being forced to perform them by some external power or anything like that.
What about Carter? What's Abby's uncle's role in all of this?
I don't know. All I can say is that, like most of the others, the name Randolph Carter wasn't on the list of Salem residents. If anything, I think the Queen of Sheba may know more about him from her time as Tituba. I'm sorry, but when I was Tituba, I really believed that he was my new master taking over for Abigail's parents. I never had a doubt. When we did come to the village as traveling performers, by definition we were much less bound to defined roles. Tituba can't help it if her own role was so restrictive as to limit her consciousness more than ours. Right? Right? I like to think I was pretty capable as far as servants go, personally. Then it's pretty much going the way I expected. You mean, you suspect Abby? But she defended you so passionately during your trial. Shh! We'll wake Abby up. Oh, I'm sorry. Even so, we still need to be on guard around her. The next thing we need to confirm is what to do about her. Master. Senpai.
Well, what do you think, Queen of Sheba? You seem to have a bit more of a grasp on things here than we do at the moment.
I don't begrudge Miss Abby anything. But when I think about what happened to me, well, to Tituba, I'd have to say that we should be keeping as close an eye on her as possible for her safety and ours.
What, are you kidding me with this crap? It's obviously Hopkins we ought to be worrying about, right? Seriously, what are we gonna do about that guy? He's even won that damn idiot turncoat of a Frenchie over to his side now. If that doesn't put us over a barrel, I don't know what does. What about you, Mash?
I want to keep Abby safe. I want to treat her like any other villager as much as possible. If we start suspecting an innocent girl like her and all we have is a bunch of coincidences and circumstantial things, it'll just make things worse. If we just decide that she's a witch for no good reason, I think that would be the point when we let our fears control us, just like what happened in Salem during the real witch trials. I'm sorry. I don't have any right to say things like that when I couldn't even do my own job right.
Don't worry, Mash. I'm glad you were honest with us. I'll admit that finding witches is an important factor here in Salem. But I still think that we should be more worried about the judge running this town and the jackass who sided with him.
Well, golly gee, Robin, you really hate Sanson, don't you? Fine by me, the next time you see him, just go nuts and really let him have it. Fight to the death if you want.
The hell? Help! Somebody! We've got a witch in our midst!
Robin, be quiet. Abby? My oh my. I sense evil.
Ah, I love having an evil radar, so where is it now?
It comes from the village. There are many of them. I'll come with you. Don't want to get rusty after all. If worst comes to worst, I'll pretend to be a ghoul myself. Just make sure you don't burn me up too, okay?
Alright everyone, let's do this.
Abby, she's got a terrible fever. There's a ghost here. It's flying after me. Trying to get me. I give up. I can't walk anymore. Go on, save yourselves. Demons! Demons are coming over the roofs. It's possessing me. Oh God, it's so cold. I'm freezing.
Get away, ghost! Get out of here! Stay back! I said stay back! Well, we're not afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
決まってんじゃねえか、ボーイズ。
我が身はホルスなりしファラオなれば大逆には死を。
仰せの通り。
かわいい仕方ありませんね。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここるアンプーネブタジュセル。
Bustin' makes me feel good. Bustin', 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 bustin' Damons.
ではこうしよう。クーダ。ではこうしよ
任せな、風になるぜ。オーケー、空決めるぜ。そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライグッナイスマッシュロケットロー。
Even serving HP gets halved? Of course. Your level gets straight up halved.
任せな、風になるぜ。
Means the stats get halved too.
おクールに。
う。仰せの通り。
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライグッナイ
犠牲が少なければそれでも勝利。
Continuing in the town hall. Somebody save me! There are monsters everywhere! Well there, if it ain't Gouda and comrades, it looks like you're in a spot of trouble. The sailors from the wharf. Aye, your play may have been duller in a windless day at sea, but that don't mean I'm gonna let your cute little actress bite the dust.
Call me little again. I'll turn you into a literal pig.
This is the end. Our village is done for. I told you to be careful, Gramps. This is such a frickin' pain.
We are still outnumbered. These enemies are strange. Handling them, difficult.
It's less the enemies strange and more like you guys being strange at the moment. What with half levels and everything. If there's one thing you learn by going out to sea, it's that you can never always trust a sailor.
戦闘か。なるべくは避けたい行為だ。仕方あるまい。 うんではこうしようではこうしようくだ
我が身はホルスなりしファラオなれば
決めるぜ。
ニトクリスの鏡を見たいのですね。
イエ
屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。アントゥーネブタジュセル。
I'm gonna summon the spirits to help fight the spirits.
大逆には死を。
決めベアナックル。
可愛い資料が。
That'll hopefully give him the last 3%. Yeah.
屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。
This is why Nido Chris is so good. Look at that MP spam. Instant death. We're fighting the spirits of the dead. Whatever could we use to fight them? How about the spirits of the dead?
風になるぜ。
Look, she's not about dealing damage. She's about getting that insta-kill
オ
proc.
ーケー、振り落とされんなよ。
仰せの通り
そんじゃかっ飛ばそうか。ベアハウリングゴールデンドライ。グッナイ。
計略だ計略だ
ベ決めるぜ。ベアナックルだ。スマッシュロケンロー。
最上に近い勝利だ戦う前に勝つくらいでなければな
Aya, aya, aya. Aya, 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 ya, aya, ya, aya, 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 ya. How about we bring aliens into the equation for this fight? Massachusetts Army Cavalry. Move aside, citizens, make way! What's this? We're getting reinforcements now?
Mr. Carter's on one of the horses. He must have brought them here.
Yeah, but against things like these, he's just leading more people to their death. Huh? Take aim! Fire a volley! Here, use these silver bullets. Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around. What difference is that going to? Hey, it worked! All right, Professor. So now we just shoot them like any other enemy, huh? They're not that fast either. We can do this. Silver bullets? But they aren't werewolves, they're zombies. And ghosts.
一気火星に滅ぼしてくれよやるぞ マスター。うん。ではこうしよう。くだ。うん。ではこうしよう。
大逆には死を。ニトクリスの鏡。
つまらん。
いいけど、可愛い資料がザザーンザザーン。
ザザーン。
第一の光。
罠だ。
屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。アンプーネブタジュゼル。我が身はホルスなりしファラオなれば。よくってよ、よくってよ、任せなさい。
You thought you were special, but behold the power of
ニトクリスの鏡を見たいのですよ。とってお
aliens.
きを出してあげる。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となり恐怖をここへ。アンプーネブタジュゼル。海にレムリア、空にハイアラキ、そして地にはこのサナトクマラ。
Aliens.
罠だ。つまらん。
いいわ。
仰せの通り。無駄だ。
第一の光。すぐに再会できるでしょう。ただし冥界での話ですが。
Abigail. Abigail, where are you? Mr. Carter, Abigail's staying with us now. Then she's all right. My blood froze when I saw what had happened to our house. I see. So you took care of my niece while I was away. Mr. Gouda. I can't thank you enough. That's twice that you've saved the life of my only family. Still, it's not safe to camp out in the woods. Fortunately, I know of a suitable vacant house that we can use. It belongs to some acquaintances of mine. I wish I could ask them for permission, but given the circumstances, I think they'll understand. Is something wrong? You seem puzzled. Mash? I agreed to take her with me as far as the village's exit. I thought she had headed back on her own. Is that a cat?
Yeah.
That's a very realistic cat. Oh, that's the cat we saw at the wharf. I guess it must have been kicked out in all the commotion. Hey! Keep that thing away from me. Stay back! Please don't kick it, Mr. Carter. It's just a kitty. Shoo! Shoo! Why are you being so cruel to it? The sailors love this little guy, don't you, fellas? I sure do. This little kitty's adorable. At any rate, I'd like to go get Abigail as soon as possible.
Hey, he ran off.
Forget about him, he'll be fine. Stupid Sanson, he never did come back to help us. Oh man. That is chapter 5 down. Up next, chapter 6.